software engineer, business owner, business starter, Twitter master, YouTube videos. Who is that? He is Simon. Simon, how are you and where are you from?
Thank you so much for being here, Francesco.
Yeah.
I'm from Denmark, and I am very good, thank you. Recently moved to Zurich, so I'm sitting here in an Airbnb, very temporary place here. So yeah, already I'm sorry that I can't have the same fancy setup as Adrian that you interviewed a couple of videos ago, but I hope this will be.
Adrian was awesome. It was like it was like being in a live video.
Yeah, right. It was really cool.
I had to improve my setup a bit because otherwise there was so much different. Also, my girlfriend said, "Oh, he looks so nice, and you don't look so nice." So
Exactly.
yeah, but no, it's we are still. I also change setup often because I still need to set up things. So that's totally fine.
Cool.
Yeah. So Simon, I'd like to let you introduce a bit yourself and talk, especially on how you started to getting into the tech world, the development world. Because a lot of the people that will see this video, I think that they are developers or they want to be developers. So I think that your experience could help them to maybe know what to do and what not to do. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I've always had an interest in IT, even since I was a young teenager, fiddling around with programming, but it was on a very like play around hobby level. And then I got into sales roughly 10, 12, 13 years ago, something like that. And I began actually selling software solutions of various kinds. And a little later on, I became an account manager and then a key account manager, basically selling and maintaining software solutions for large clients. And meanwhile, I got so much into tech and so much into software that I thought I'm going to be trying to offer my own software solutions on the side. So I basically began freelancing. And for a long time, that was mainly WordPress pages, Joomla pages, and something that was very simple. I had no education in this at this point. I was just in another occupation where we talked a lot about software. So I was basically self-taught. And I did this for quite some years, got more and more clients, got a better reputation. And at some point, not that long ago, 4 years ago, I decided to actually go full on in my own freelance business or consulting business.
Nice.
And I quickly got a university degree on the side of full-time work. It was incredibly hard, but
I didn't know that, for example. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot. Being 28 years old in the university with a lot of 19 years old, that was something different coming in there later in life, but interesting. And I got better at it. I got away from doing WordPress and Joomla and began doing more complex setups and more modern approaches to software development. And today I call myself a business owner and a consultant, and I actually normally prefer calling myself that rather than freelancer, but essentially that's still 90% of what I'm doing is me being a consultant and helping out software teams. Yeah.
Nice. So, currently, what are you doing? What are you working on? Which are your best projects? What are you doing in this period? Apart moving to Zurich.
Apart from moving to Switzerland. Currently, I typically have one big client at a time. Currently, I'm working with the Lego Group. So for anyone that doesn't know, that's a company.
I already knew that, but that's amazing. That's really amazing.
That's pretty cool. It's a pretty tough client to land because obviously they have like really high standards of their way of doing software development. And besides that, I'm fiddling around with various side hustles, I think you can call them, or side projects. I have a SaaS product that I'm running. I'm trying to scale. I'm about to write some info products and some materials on some ebooks that I'm planning to release like everyone else on Twitter is.
This is another amazing secret.
Right.
I'm already done. Yeah, because also stuff here we have already a lot of information. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. And so so you're working on a lot of things at the same time. Yeah, and another thing that I'd like to ask you, because we have talked about that many times, but how do you manage your time? How do you manage to do all these sort of things? Because I know that you also work out regularly. Do you want to talk a bit about this? Because this is something that I get so many questions about that. Maybe I'll write something about this. Yeah, how do you manage how do you manage your time? How can you do all you do? Because we are full of things to do every day. So how do you do that?
Absolutely, that's a very good question. I also get that a lot from people that do notice on various social media and so on. I do a lot of things at the same time. I like to stick with a very strict schedule. So I spent time every week planning ahead and making sure that I have tasks that are already lined up with all the information that I need, ready to basically execute on. And I also talked about a little about this in some of my small videos for anyone that's been following along on Twitter. But I use a combination of Todoist and Trello that actually allow me to line up a lot of tasks. It also allows me to measure how well I am at estimating the effort that goes into to each task. So it's actually these common project management approaches that I do in more or less everything. And I have especially in more periods of where I have a lot of things to do and more stressed, I have everything written down. Like in my Todoist, it says when I need to polish my shoes and water my plant. Like I'm micromanaging my life in very small details, because then I'm not going to be spending time thinking about what was it that I needed to remember, or how do I arrange it and which order. I simply make sure to align that first, so I can just execute during the week.
For example, I'm not I use some tools, but I usually just think about that. And for example, when I started to do this calls that I have a lot also this week, I needed to start to write them on a calendar, of course, because otherwise you could forget something, then you regret this. Yeah, so I think this is really important. The plan part, it's really important. You're not losing time, but you are just planning to do them in the proper way.
It's the best way to be efficient, and you don't have to use tools. I mean, I prefer using apps, but really a pen and paper can do. I think it's mostly the ritual that's important to get into the habit of preparing ahead, putting some thoughts into what am I going to do in the next week, writing down these tasks, maybe try to come up with an estimate. How much do I think this task will take me an hour? Maybe it'll take me 30 minutes. Will it take me 4 hours? Then when the week is over, go through them. And when you finish these tasks, write down how long did it actually take me, and then try to compare and see like how off was my estimate. Because the better you get at this, you begin to get a sense of like your capacity for a week. You also need to work out, for instance. You also need to have some free time and chill and just have fun. So it's important to know how much work can I get done in a normal week. So as soon as you begin getting a sense of that, it actually becomes quite easy to really just line up tasks and execute. But it's a matter of that ritual. It takes a little while before you get into the mental habit of preparing and constantly knowing yourself well enough to know how much you can do.
Yeah, I think that the time management is also a skill. It's a skill that you can improve. As all the other skills, it's one skill. You can be bad, you can be good at that, but
absolutely.
It can be improved with practice. I think you also can improve in time management.
It's that focus.
It's a skill that it should be written down maybe in the CV. Good at time management. It's not something that you can see. I can see that if you can do one JavaScript questions, but it's hard to evaluate if one person can really manage their time, because because I think that in the past, for example, in the past, I've lost a lot of times. Maybe I was younger, I don't know, but I think that when we also have done this, I don't know. I don't mean that at 14 you need to schedule things. I don't know. But I think that when you are ready, when you know which one will be your path, then in your job, then you can start scheduling things. Okay, I want to do this career. Yeah, okay. So you need to get things done, and this can be applied to, I think, almost any career. Actor, really, almost everything.
I think it's also really about knowing yourself and how well you are. For instance, focusing. I am the kind of person that I'm really not that good at multitasking. I easily get distracted. So I have, for instance, when it comes to social media, that's probably one of the biggest sources of distraction during the day. So I have hours where I simply
it's double-edged.
It's a
double-edged. Yeah.
I allow myself to go on in certain periods of the day, and then I have hours where I simply don't go on because I know that if I go in to just quickly check Twitter, 10-15 minutes may go out of my time.
Yeah, time passes fast when you're on Twitter. It passes so fast.
And I actually wondered. I wanted to ask you about that because I get the impression whenever I go on to social media that you're online everywhere. It seems all the time. Like, how do you manage to? Because I'm kind of like jealous about that because I also, of course, want to show my presence everywhere. And ideally, as much as possible, how do you maintain being so much on and off and switching context that much?
Okay, I have a whole team of people. No, I'm joking. No. I really don't know. I think that the reason is that in the past I've never used the social media, so I was really focused on just learning things, studying every day for months, for years. So this is definitely my social years. So since I understood what can I do with social medias, I think that I deserve to use them a bit more than usual. I don't think that this will last forever because I know that I'm using social medias way more than the past years. So I think this is just a period that I want to focus on them. Yeah, I've also I had to make some decisions about that. For example, have you seen about memes? Because everyone is asking about memes. I'll answer in this video, then I'll make maybe a separate one. But for example, when I started making videos in August, and I was already into memes. I love that. But I had to make a decision about that because if I would have keep making all this sort of stuff, I would not have any more time. So I started to post that activity, which I still love, of course, but I really need to focus a bit more on my videos, video quality, and everything about that for a period of my life. And when I'm happy about videos and other stuff, then I think I'll start again. But yeah, so I don't really have an answer. I just maybe I have one secret. One secret is that usually in the morning I go for walking. I go for walking or running. For example, today I did 12 kilometers by walking. And usually when I walk, I bring my phone with myself, so I'm just on socials, but meanwhile I'm walking. So I've done this. For example, I also did a video call with Stefan, with my phone in my hand. The quality was pretty bad, but it's something that I really like to do because I really like to walk. It also walking. For example, this idea of this format came from my walking, for example, because I did one. So usually while I walk, I think about new ideas or, okay, am I doing things right? So, and I usually wake up quite early. Maybe you have noticed this.
Yeah, I have noticed.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wake up really early. I don't know if I'm lucky. Yeah, I don't sleep many hours, but I always sleep for the hours that I need. I usually don't use a clock, for example. Yeah, I've just.
Okay, so that's just your normal rhythm that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just my superpower or not, but it's a very.
All right, all right.
I love that, and for example, what I've noticed that if I work out, if I run, if I walk in the morning, I tend also to not sleep that much. I'm more lazy if I don't walk, if I don't run. If I decide if I decide for a period, okay, maybe running it's a waste of time. Maybe I could do this task. Then I start getting lazy. I start to maybe I need to sleep a bit more. So I definitely suggest to work out, to running, to walk. It's not a waste. It's not a waste of time. You are active. You are active. And for example, for what we do for development, if you just stay sitting on monitor for hours, this is not, you are not using your time well. You are not developing well.
Absolutely.
And that time you could have done a run, then a shower, and then you can, and then maybe, totally. Yeah. And if you
so what I'm also hearing you saying is regarding the social media, that is really also down to a priority, like the world of social media and what opportunities that has to offer has like open itself for you, and you're allowing yourself to prioritize that high when you're scheduling your time.
Priority is the way to go, because we can say anything we want, but it's always a matter of priorities. If my house gets I can be busy, but if my house gets on fire, I need to stop. I think that I use this somewhere at some tweet.
All right.
You can also use it if you want. So I'd like to also ask you about your YouTube path, because it's something that I feel you very close to me, because we started almost together. Actually, we can say this secret now, that I started making videos because I saw one of your videos. It's right. There are some people that pushed me to do the final step, the final jump. And a lot of them will be, of course, in this video calls. For example, Florin, Adrian, also you. So there are some people that I want also to talk to them, because it was really hard for me. I've tried to making videos for like 8 years since I bought my first camera. So so I feel you very close, and congratulations, your video quality and audio is awesome. I still remember your promo. I invite you because I want to do some very good promo like yours. I've seen one promo of your videos. I still love that. I'm really jelly. Because that was really, really amazing. I would like to ask you, how much time did you put to make that? Because it's really hard, I think. I don't know if you.
It's a good question in general. Like when I began doing these videos here before YouTube, I didn't really have a lot of experience with it at all, and I initially I didn't even have the plans on going on YouTube. I remember I did the very first little video on Twitter. I made a thank you video for 5,000 followers.
I remember.
That was really mostly to try out to see, is this. I was experimenting a lot with my content at this time to try to see like how can I also kind of like be a unique person on Twitter and do something that no one else does at that moment. So I was trying to do this 5,000 followers thank you video. That was really the first one, and at the same time, I was actually A/B testing various video concepts on the side, but none of my followers saw that at the point, because I was trying to gather information. and it was really interesting. I have this one advantage that I've been in sales, so I have done countless of presentations. So being on the spot and improvising and speaking is something that comes probably a little bit more natural to me in the very beginning than any other first-time YouTuber that tries to go in front of the camera for the first time. So the very first videos I did, they came out fairly okay in terms of sitting and speaking in front of the camera, which was good. I wasn't at that point sure whether Twitter would be like, it's a place where you scroll along, you spend an average of 1.5 seconds per tweet that you see in your feed. So whether videos would really make people stop up was very interesting. But I can tell you, to answer your question, that the first 2-3 videos I did, they took a long time to make, and there was a lot of the first versions of these videos. How I did it was really, I had a few small words from what I wanted to talk about, and then I was basically going to improvise. So I was just improvising as I was speaking. And then I have this thing, it's probably me being a little bit fascist about that more than anything else, but I have this thing with, I do not like YouTube videos that has a lot of cuts in them. So these videos where people cut every 7 seconds between clips, it's really interrupting the flow when I'm sitting and trying to listen to something. So I was very hard on myself with like, these Twitter videos are 2 minutes long. I should be able to do it in one take and then just speak in one take. But it turned out that this took forever. Like sitting and doing this over and over, I kept fucking up and I kept going out of like it really took forever.
I can feel you. Trust me. I can feel you.
Yeah, it really took long. And then on top of that, one of the things that I was testing on the side, I was using Twitter's ad program to A/B test on the material. I actually have a YouTube video talking about that. But I was testing things as, does it work better with background music or no background music, which it turned out that it worked way better with background music. One of the findings that I found was also that captions made people stick around in the videos significantly longer, simply because when people are on Twitter, they may not be really prepared to watch videos. So they may be outside or anywhere where they can't use sound. So putting captions on really made people on Twitter stick around in these videos. But that added another level of something that took really long, because first, now I was improvising what I was saying without having a script for that. And then when editing this, I had to sit now and put captions on, and for word sit and put this, it took forever. So the first 2-3 videos, they took really long, which was also why I immediately got into trying to see how can I kind of like bring down the lead time on making these videos significantly. And then I came up with, why don't I try to write the whole thing I need to say word by word in advance. I started doing that, and then just had to spend some time memorizing that whole thing word for word. It actually brought it down, and as soon as I had memorized it, I was able to make these one takes much more fluently. It did still take a lot of time to memorize it, which was then my next step. I simply just added a computer with Google Slides behind the camera, and then I had a multi-effects processor for my guitar linked up, and I could sit and change it like that. And that's the point where it really worked well, because now I could completely unrehearsed, I could just sit in front of the camera and just basically read up and sitting and kind of like acting the more like the actual performance of what I wanted to say. And at the same time, when I got into to begin editing, I could basically just copy paste everything from these slides into the captions, and there was captions. So that brought down the time significantly.
Yeah, in my opinion, there is nothing wrong in just writing what you need to say, especially if you're talking about technical things. For example, I've done some Docker introduction. I had to memorize all what I had to say, and it was very difficult. Yeah, it was just my first video, so I gave myself the time that I needed to do that. I was not in a hurry, so I've taken some days just to memorize. While working, I was just repeating what I had to say, the perfect words. Yeah, because I think that when you do a video, you want to give something that has really a value.
Absolutely.
Especially for technical things. Yeah. Now we can also laugh. We can do anything you want. This is totally different. But for me, when I try to make some technical videos, I really try to shorten them and just say the words that you need to hear. Yeah.
And doing Twitter videos where you only have 2 minutes and 20 seconds, that was probably the biggest challenge of doing that, but also the most fun part. Delivering information in that short of a time without leaving out essentials, but still really cutting it down to the bone. That was really interesting.
Yeah,
I think.
and it's also interesting because they are videos, but it's like Twitter format, because Twitter has a short text. So I think that the idea that you have is that, okay, you have short text, so let's put a short video. So I think this is this is your idea. I love that. Yes, I think that a lot of people say.
I think so. I mean, for a long time, I didn't even have a YouTube channel, really.
It's over there.
in the background, I actually, for me, I was in this, like, I think, very pleasant situation where people were actually asking me constantly to create one. That was the main thing that people commented almost on every single video that I posted on Twitter. Please put these on YouTube. And I understand these videos, they, like everything on Twitter, disappears. That's also why whenever you, like these small videos, and for that matter also threads that could have been blog posts instead, I'm also very conscious about the fact that they disappear. Like everything on Twitter just disappears. The decay time is extremely short. Like within a couple of hours, your tweet is gone. No one will ever watch it again. And that's important. It's also about not spilling out the best of the best you got and then waste it on Twitter, if you can say so. So to me, people kept asking about it, and it made perfect sense to put these videos in a place where they were a bit more static. People could browse through them and go back and watch them again and again. And that's basically where it started for me.
Yes, I think that I watched some of your videos multiple times because maybe I needed something. Maybe the one where you were, when you explain how you make videos. For example, I watched this like 2 or 3 times in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because, I just wanted to get all the information that I can, because I'm really before August I've never edited a video. I've never done any video, but I was neither. Well, the first video was the one on Twitter on 20,000 followers. It was I still remember that it was a 23 seconds video, and it was so hard to make.
It was fantastic, man.
but not hard to record, but it was so strange to me. I posted something about this yesterday. Maybe you will like that tweet, that you need to do something that you are not comfortable with, because then you feel so good. Now I feel so good. And I also have this opportunity to talk with you and other friends. I think that for videos it's really hard. For me, it was harder to start.
I think it's amazing, because especially on Twitter, when you've been seeing some people post over and over, you may have even talked to them in private messaging, and you get a long-lasting impression of these people. Like the first time you ever see them on video and they speak out and you see their personality come through, I think it's fantastic. I really liked it when you posted that first 20K thank you video. I think it was awesome. And I think when you began doing the running videos, I was really curious when you were going to transition into actually doing more content where you would sit and speak. And it's really literally just gotten better for every single video you make. And now you're sitting and doing this. I think it's super awesome.
Thank you. I think that in our mind, also in my mind, there is this idea that we have to do something. We need to be perfect before doing something. This is impossible. It's also a problem of me. I need a better camera. Maybe I need a better microphone. Maybe I need some better lights. This is something that you can do. But for example, you don't need the last laptop just to make an Hello World application. This is something, I don't know. I also have this problem in the past that I don't know if they are just excuses because you don't want to do them, or maybe you think that you need to be ready before doing this, which is not.
I think so. I mean, I think it's also a matter of you end up comparing yourself a lot to people that are on YouTube that's been doing this for years, and where I personally love comparing myself because to me, that's really extremely motivating, but it's just important to remember that they did not start out like that. So you don't have to sit and think like, okay, I want to do YouTube. Then I have to like prepare a banner image. I need to prepare different creatives. Then I also need to prepare SEO to make sure I get to, no. Like just like sit down and film something, get it out there and begin going through this iterative process of getting better. Like that's really what it takes.
Of course, if you have the time, or do you want to make a banner, nobody is stopping you. Because, for example, in my case, I've done the banner of YouTube after 10 videos, 5 videos. So this was people don't come to your channel to see your banner. It's useful. It's useful when maybe if you have thousands of people who maybe would doesn't know you from Twitter, they came from just searching from YouTube. Maybe it's a bit more catchy, but this is not what people is looking for. People are just looking for content. If you just think about yourself, if there is some person which has a good content, I don't care about his banner. I could say this is very good, okay, but I think that we tend to think that we need to also to spend a lot of money to get started by to do something. But this is not true. I've also seen that you have recorded a lot of your videos with just your phone.
Actually still most of them. I bought some better equipment and I got to film actually one video that's on YouTube right now and a couple of other small things. And then now I'm in this like in this Airbnb, all my stuff is packed down. I'm looking for a place here in Switzerland to get up permanent running. So I really miss doing videos. And now I'm reposting most of the stuff that I already did on Twitter, and I really look forward to making some new stuff.
I can't wait for that because I also miss your videos. I can't wait to also to check them. To comment them, of course. Great, you have beaten me on the 1,000 followers. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, we had a
congratulations! We have a winner. We have a winner. Congratulations! Yes. Because let's say this for people who are watching these videos. Yes, we had this strange, friendly competition of YouTube. I think we still have. I don't know if you are ready.
I think so.
But I think this is just a game. It's just for fun. And,
totally.
This pushes you. Okay, I need to do something better. So. I think this could also work. It maybe also if you have a competitive mindset. For example, I came from sport world. So for me, competition is everything. This pushes me to do everything because this is how my mind works. If I want to win a match, I need to think everything I can. To try to win. So. This could also be interesting. Also, if you have a friend, you can. As I already just started, like you have almost like the same people. Yes, you can just make it for fun.
If you're the kind of person that likes it, for sure, I think that really helps as well. Definitely.
I think this can also work. And what about the future, Simon? What are your plans? Do you plan your life, in years, months? How do you plan your future?
I actually tend to not make very definite plans very long into the future. So I do typically a year or two at a time. Of course, I do have some long-term goals, but my business have been going quite well lately. And I joined up with one of my good friends from Denmark and business partners from Denmark, and we're gonna join up and try to go from being just consultants to actually take on whole software projects on our own and see if we can line up our own software team to actually expand in that way. And we're gonna do that here in Switzerland. So from 2021, we're gonna take the business approach a bit more serious.
Nice.
And definitely one of the reasons for me to move here to Switzerland, besides it being just an awesome country, I really love it here, but there's also a different mentality. In Denmark, where I come from, politically and culturally, it's a worker nation. So there are very few that are self-employed and freelancers because it's just not in our culture. And the country constitution and then how politics work in Denmark really did not make it easy. It's really tedious to set up a company. You pay a lot of taxes, among the highest in the world. And there's a lot of these things that does not make it a good place to do business. So definitely moving here to Switzerland, one of the main reasons for me has to been to expand and be more motivated to do even bigger business that I do right now. So the two things that I have on my to-do list, the main to-do list for 2021 is expand that business, and then I want to do much more content. So I have more YouTube videos and more small videos and ebooks and a bunch of content that I want to roll out on Twitter and on social media. So these are the two main.
And I have one secret to tell you that usually I bring luck to other people. So I wish you luck with all my heart. I don't know if this will work, but usually it works quite well. So I wish you luck because I think that you deserve this because we have known since some months that I've seen how your consistency on Twitter. I really love your mixture of some jokes, but also very, very technical stuff. Yeah, I like also how you separate these things. Okay, if you want to joke or if you want to get serious about something, I also think that this is important because you need to make people understand when you want just to make jokes and when you are talking about something serious. Yeah, one thing, for example, that stopped me by making videos, making memes a lot, that I started to do something technical stuff, and I started to see some comments of people who were just joking, and this stopped me a bit because I was just mixing up these things. So this is also the reason why I stopped for a moment to just make memes and jokes, because I needed to let people know what I've done in all those years, because I started for years before also do some videos. So yeah. So this is maybe an answer that I'll give you in another video, but I like how you separate these two aspects of socials. Yeah. But I'm always the same. Yeah, nothing happened to me. Yeah, it's just what you want to show on socials, of course. And okay, yes, I think that we have already passed the half an hour, so this really went really fast. Yeah. So if you want to talk about something of your projects, for example, I've seen the Twitter API project. Yeah, I'd like to talk 5 minutes about that because I tried that. I really enjoyed it. It worked also. So if you want to try it, I leave the link in descriptions. Yeah, and you can try this. I think this is a very solid project. It also has some testing. I've seen testing inside the project. So this is really a good sign. This is a good sign of a good project that could really improve. It's not just something, some hello world and just something that is using the Twitter API, but it has a structure outside of him. I love that. I suggest to try this. I'll try to make something about that, as I said to you. Maybe I'll try some video. I don't know. I'd love to collaborate with you in something.
Totally.
But cool. I really love that project. Yeah, and I've also forked it, so I don't know if I don't know if I can help you. Yeah, but I'll try.
Probably find something out. Like it's great to have these small open source projects, and this one I think was really definitely needed. The other node alternatives that are out there right now are old and outdated and haven't been touched for literally years. I see especially one package called Twit that people tend to be using. But I really wanted one that delivers typing. I'm a huge fan of TypeScript myself. I use that in 95% of everything that I do. And I really want something that whenever I try to fetch something from Twitter, I want it to immediately tell me what I got to work with. So using all the capabilities of VS Code and the whole typing integration. Actually, this even works in normal JavaScript projects if you use them in VS Code. You get all the return types and types of parameters as well. So that was the main reason to do it.
It was very nice. I used it for some minutes, I think 10 minutes, and it worked fine. Yeah, I love that. You had a really great idea. I love that. So Simon, how can we find you? So I also leave some link in the description, but how people can find you? So
sure.
Yeah. When do you want to be found?
Yeah. But my name is Simon Hoiberg, and I use that everywhere now. So YouTube/Simon Hoiberg, Twitter/Simon Hoiberg, the same on LinkedIn. I actually have simonhoiberg.com.
Nice.
Everywhere that's the name. Yeah.
Some Hoiberg.
Yeah.
I don't know if I spelled it correctly, but yeah. Okay, so thank you, Simon. Yeah, it was very interesting. I love to talk to you, and I hope to see you and make another call, maybe in some months. I don't know, in the future. But yeah, it was really a pleasure for me. So thank you again, and
thank you for
see you also on Twitter and also on YouTube. I want to see some more of your videos.